Ladies and gentlemen, he's back. Billy Grisack, my partner and co-host from the Music Marketing Monday podcast. We're back in the saddle again. Say hi, Billy.
I'm back!
In the saddle again! Wow!
Oh yeah, well, I could hear the sound of phones and devices clicking off right there. Hey, Bob, it's Billy. It's Bob. It's Bob. It's Billy. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank God we're not doing an Aerosmith tribute band, but yes, indeed, Billy's back. We're going to take this episode actually to catch up on what's transpired over the last couple of years. I'm so excited to be teaming up with my pal again here. We'll let you know about what we're up to, what he's been up to. And so stick around because this is the Music Marketing Podcast.
First time I saw Aerosmith live.
Was it?
Back in the Saddle Tour, Philadelphia Spectrum, like 1979, 1980, something like that, yeah.
Oh, awesome. I don't think I ever saw them live. But anyway, folks, we already hit the record button. As is often the case with Billy and I, we're very spontaneous. So you and I did like 60 episodes over the course of like a year or so. Is that your recollection as well?
Yeah, we did a podcast for probably a good year, about for a decade.
Yeah, it seemed like a decade. No, so it must have been more than a year because even if we stuck with the weekly schedule, 60 episodes obviously is more than 52 weeks. So it's a year and some. We put out 60 episodes. It was called Music Marketing Monday, which you did as its own standalone podcast, and I ended up feeding it into the Music Marketing Podcast here. And so I know over 2 years have transpired, and we've talked about getting the band back together.
That's right, man. We're on a mission from you-know-what.
That's right. So before we do like an official episode with a music marketing topic, I just thought that it would be a good thing just to do a little recap because you have had a heck of a journey over the last couple of years. And I asked you before we recorded if you don't mind sharing it because some of this is very personal, deep stuff. And so let's first start off maybe with the reason that we sort of put the podcast on hold a little over 2 years ago. And if you just want to take us, kind of give people an update. This is a story of incredible sadness and tragedy. It's also a story of hope and inspiration. And so I'll just let you want to start maybe back from?
Yeah, well, the reason that we have that odd number podcast over 2 years was we kind of took the summers off. So we did the first run, and then we took a few months off in the middle for the summer. Then we came back for fall and winter, and then we were heading into summer again. And we were going to take a break, and we were planning on coming back. I call it season 3. So we did like season 1, took a little break, did season 2. We were going to take a break, and then we were going to come back and do season 3. But my heart had other ideas, and basically what happened was I ended up canceling my entire summer, which turned into canceling a year of my life of being a full-time working musician because I ended up with heart issues and then had to have heart surgery.
Right. And so that was the summer of, or like June, I believe, of 2016, right?
15.
Oh, 15. Oh, it's been 3 years?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought it was just 2. So it's been 3 years since we did these podcasts. Wow.
Yeah. So it was 2015, and I'll tell you the reason I know that for sure is really super sad. We'll get there. So basically, I went through the process. I had quintuple heart bypass, and I was out of commission for a long time. I kind of had to relearn how to breathe, walk, sing, play guitar. I mean, it was pretty bad. So we had to basically cancel all our shows so I could not die. That was good. And so I survived that. Yay. And when I was getting really healthy and getting ready to get back into it and started playing again, and then we were talking about maybe doing another podcast, then my daughter, who was 17 at the time in 2016, see, that's why I know it's 2016, she suddenly passed away, like literally no warning. She went swimming and didn't come back, and that was just that, and it was horrible. Worst experience of my life. I thought heart surgery was bad, but having your heart ripped out is even worse than having heart surgery.
Oh yeah, and I know that our friends that follow us on Facebook know of this. For just for those folks who, might have just been following the podcast and not been keeping in touch. I think that's good to share with them to sort of know your journey. And I know you have two kids. Will is your son. I have one and only child. My daughter is now almost 22, and I just cannot imagine that loss. I mean, that's.
I remember those old videos of you guys like at Christmas time and stuff. We used to do those like music videos, dancing around and stuff when she was little. And oh my gosh, look at her now. She's about Will's age, right? Because Will's 22. How old is she?
She'll be 22 in August. Yeah.
So yeah, our kids are, but we have a lot in common. We're right around the same age too, aren't we?
I believe so. I just had a birthday at the end of June.
I know. Happy birthday. I'm sorry I didn't. Oh, you know what I got you for your birthday? This podcast.
There you go. This is the best birthday present
Happy birthday,
ever.
Bob. I got you the best, and I waited. See, anybody can give you a present on your birthday, but I waited till after your birthday to say, hey, everybody, I'm giving Bob like a brand new lease on life with a brand new podcast with his brand new buddy.
And a brand new a commitment and a discipline to cranking out, because I had to tell you, left on my own devices, I had been really inconsistent. But when we were doing those together, we were like every week, pretty much like clockwork when we were in the midst of our seasons. So I really missed that accountability.
Yeah, we were like the Terminators of the podcast, you know. It's
exactly. But that just had to be, because I remember you were feeling better in those months preceding late. Yeah, it was right around the election. I remember, because I was thinking you probably didn't. Politics was the last thing that was on your mind when the country was going through those issues, as you were just dealing with the loss of your daughter, and I know that's been a crazy roller coaster ride for you. And I know things have turned around since then. What do you want to share about that journey of loss? And
I mean, basically, I lost another year of my life. I mean, I was just, totally felt like I had no reason to go on. I started playing music again, and because that's what I do for a living. It's not like, musicians, unless they plan exceptionally well, typically have huge nest eggs or great health care. I mean, some people do, and you should try to do that. But I didn't. So, I had to get back in the saddle and perform again. But to be brutally honest, I spent the next year almost getting ready to head back into the hospital again. I ended up gaining a ton of weight. My health was horrible. I was I ended up at 400 pounds. Couldn't stand up and play. I was sitting down and playing. I was out of breath all the time. My blood pressure was horrible. My heart issues started coming back, diabetes. I mean, you name it. I was a mess. I didn't want to live. I really, and I'm still not over losing my daughter yet, but something clicked. I don't know what happened. It was my wife's birthday dinner, and I met a guy that had a similar situation and turned his life around, kind of spoke to me. And I did. I went in a new direction, and I literally have turned my life around, and I'm kicking butt now. I've lost to date 90 pounds.
Wow.
I've reversed my diabetes, my heart disease, my cholesterol, blah, blah, blah. Basically, by going on what they call a plant-based diet. And
you were a carnivore, a meat eater prior to that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I remember you talking about going to McDonald's and all kinds of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, on the road, I was a fast food. What's the word?
Junkie or whatever.
Junkie, but not even. I mean, like a connoisseur.
Okay,
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and we traveled. I mean, in the summer we were doing 7 days a week, sometimes 2-3 shows a day, and you don't pack a lunch. You don't worry about eating well. You just go to the next window. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So so here I am. It's I weigh less than I have since almost since the 1980s right now.
Wow! Congratulations, man.
Thanks, man. And I feel great. We're gigging again 6-7 days a week, 2-3 shows a day, and I have all this energy. I don't know what to do with it, so I thought maybe we should get back to podcasting and helping people.
Oh, well, I'm sure glad that you did. And I'm just curious, when you mentioned it was Kathy, your wife's birthday. How long ago was that when this turnaround kind of clicked?
Just last November, so November of 2017.
Okay,
November 21st, 2017. Thanksgiving week is when I literally stopped. Basically eating meat and dairy, and I haven't eaten meat or dairy since in all that time. And I'm just a different guy.
That's fantastic.
I guess if anybody's interested, since you brought it up, Bob,
sure.
I am starting to document my journey doing that, and I just started a blog. I always wanted to be a writer like you, but I'll never be a writer like you, Bob. So I had to find a whole other genre. But if anybody's interested, I got a little thing going. It's called BillyIsLosingIt.blogspot.com. I didn't get the full domain name yet, but BillyIsLosingIt.blogspot.com.
And I love the double meaning of the title there.
I totally losing it, man. I'm losing everything. But by losing, I'm gaining. See, there's a whole podcast for musicians right in there. Sometimes losing is gaining.
Gaining is losing, yeah, or something like that.
But I'm doing great, Bob. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you. I'm like I'm a whole new guy, and I'm just trying to help people as much as I can. A lot of people have been helping me for the last few years. I'm just trying to, pay it forward a little bit.
That's awesome. And if I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this, but for someone who might be listening to this, who's going through, depression or some type of loss, what advice would you have for them? Where can people find the light at the end of the tunnel? Or,
oh gosh, that's different for everybody. Like, for instance, I might be the wrong person to ask, because when it comes to the actual grieving part of like losing my daughter, I haven't been able to like listen to Beatles music for like 2 years, and I still can't. So that's difficult, But what I've done is I've tried to realize that she's gone, I'm here. There's got to be a reason for that, and she probably wouldn't want me to waste that opportunity.
I was going to say, yeah, best way to honor her life is to probably fully live yours, I would think.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I'm searching for an answer. I don't have an answer for that myself yet, but I'm hoping that again, a lot of people have tried to help me. And I guess too, if you lose somebody that's close to you, reaching out to all their friends and trying to learn more about them through the eyes of other people, that's been really helpful.
Right.
And finding out all of the good things that they've done, or the things they've done that you didn't even know about. So one thing that's been really great is, like, at least as far as that goes, is I've gotten to be a lot closer with a lot of people that were friends of hers, and I get to see her in a whole new light. So that's kind of cool too. So yeah, I'm still searching for that answer myself, Bob. I don't think I'm the right guy to ask, but
right.
But I guess one day I just decided that she'd be really mad at me if I just decided to give up. So.
Right. That's great motivation right there. And so I know this is intensely personal, and it's very different from our normal.
That was a tough one there. That was a tough one.
I know. And I thank you for sharing that, because I think it's going to be meaningful for a lot of people who are going through tough times, or just, just want to get a different perspective on life. And
I will say this, since you brought it up, though, going through like the heart thing and the surgery thing, and then the losing of the daughter, and then the wanting to just not be alive myself anymore for a long time. It's really funny. Coming back, it makes a lot of this stuff, not that it's trivial, guys, but, when you're worrying about whether or not your new album's going to sell, or whether or not people are buying CDs anymore, or like whether you lost that one big gig, it pales in comparison to the bigger issues. So sometimes I think that stuff actually gives you strength for your career, Then we can even talk about that later, because if it wasn't for me going as low as I went, where things really, when you talk about people dying, that's serious. If you talk about not getting a gig or losing a band member or your album flop, that stuff doesn't really seem as important compared to those things. So it gives you a new perspective on it, and then it gives you maybe it's not so dire, and when things aren't so dire, you're free to come up with better solutions. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's something that's been really great too. So gee whiz. Welcome to Billy's therapy session, Bob. How much time do we have left?
There you go. I'm sorry, we've run out of time. We have to. No, that
you said we had a half hour, Bob. Bob, you said we had a half hour. I'm making a breakthrough here, Bob. I'm making a breakthrough.
Sorry. No, that was awesome. Yeah, people, I think, use their energy of despair on the wrong things, and so really save that for truly heartbreaking things, because most of the stuff that happens to us in life is not that serious, it
really isn't, man. I hate to say it, but unless somebody's going to die,
Right.
It really doesn't seem like that big of a deal in comparison. It's like that book, what was it, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. You ever read that book?
Yeah. And unfortunately, that gentleman had a heart attack on a plane when he passed away. But still, he left a legacy of great books.
I hope everybody's enjoying this. Uplifting it.
That was the wrong thing to say.
Everybody's going to do a soul massage after this. Right. You like that?
I do. That's a reference to the music project of mine, which might even be in the theme of the podcast here. But anyway, so I just wanted to, I thought we'd get this episode. This would be a great first step in getting back together, a recap, and thank you so much for sharing that story. So the Music Marketing Podcast will continue, and as often as Billy and I can do this, we'll do these joint venture type of episodes. I'll still be doing some solo ones and interviewing other folks and all that good stuff, but I'm really looking forward to collaborating more. In fact, we already have our next topic selected. It's missed opportunities for musicians, and this was one of your suggestions. You want to just tease people with what they can expect in the next episode when we pair up?
So many times myself and so many others either leave money on the table where, in fact, I was just listening to a podcast that you posted where you kind of went back and took snippets of one of our previous Music Marketing Monday shows. Mm-hmm. And we talked about how to turn, one CD sale into 2 CD sales. That's leaving money on. That's a missed opportunity. If you have an opportunity to sell 2 CDs, why not sell 2? Or you have an opportunity to book more shows, but you don't take that chance, or you have an opportunity to whatever. What are those missed opportunities, and how can you take advantage of them? And I'd like to find out too from your listeners and my fans and friends if there's any questions they have about missed opportunities, or like to share one of their great missed opportunities and how maybe they overcame that, just for empowering people to overcome things, and that'd be cool.
And just in general, suggestions, let us know wherever you're consuming this, if there's a way to comment or send us an email or tweet or whatever. Let us know what topics you would like us to cover. I can't say that we'll cover all of them, or every topic is in our wheelhouse, but we'll do our best to address the fans, the listeners.
That's right, man. The fans, yes.
It's so awesome. So this has been a great way to get back in the saddle again. Wow. Okay. Sorry.
I don't think Steven has to worry about his kid, Bob.
I think his life is secure as the lead singer of Aerosmith. We'll wrap this one up, and we'll be back with another episode addressing the missed opportunities for musicians, and hopefully a lot more episodes in the coming weeks and months. Billy, welcome back. Great to partner with you again, my friend.
It's good to hear you behind the mic where you belong, Bob.
That's right. All right. Thanks for listening, folks. We'll be back again real soon with another episode. Bye. Bye.